Let's rank top 10 palettes I tried in 2024. And some of these I received in PR and some of them I purchased, and I will mark those as I'm talking through them. I unfortunately don't have swatches of all the palettes that I did do videos on, and I just keep forgetting to save the footage of the swatches. So that's definitely a New Year's resolution for 2024. These are the real standouts of 2024, and also outside of 2024. Like, some of these color stories definitely kind of live in my mind rent-free. So in 10th place is the Gloomy Gardens palette from Dieverune Cosmetics. This one launched pretty early on in 2024, I'm pretty sure, and I think this is a really beautifully curated color story. I love that we have some deeper mattes, some mid-tone mattes, and some lighter, almost kind of like grungy pastels here. They have a little bit of like grayish cast to them, so they don't feel like really bright pastel-y. And the shimmers of course pair really nicely with each of the rows, but of course you can kind of dip in between. I really had a great time with this palette. I think this one is beautiful. This shade is beautiful. Like, all of them are really beautiful, but I think these three are kind of like my standout shades that I see myself really reaching for. I could not put this palette down when I first got it. I was so excited about this color story. I think it's super fun. You've got some neutrals, you have some pops of colors as well. And then in 9th place is the Glaminatrix Cosmetics Barely Basic palette. This is basically my perfect neutral palette. You have iridescent topper shadows, you have deeper mattes, you have mid-tone mattes, you have some lighter mattes, and then you have some more opaque neutrals as well. And this palette is just so beautiful. This is a palette I keep on the left side of me in my drawers that I want to reach for on a day-to-day if I'm getting ready for work. I love that we have these ordered kind of by like tones, and I like the tones in here. I think these two shades might be a little bit too similar, but everything else outweighs this palette. Like, this is such a beautiful palette. I think this is such a knockout palette from Glaminatrix Cosmetics, and I'm just so excited to see what they come out with in 2025. Next up is the Ultraviolet palette, which is in collaboration between D'Angelo Nicole and Bella Beaute Bar. I've talked about this palette so much. It is such a standout purple palette. Like, if you want a purple palette, you're a purple lover through and through, this is the one for you. Not the Roxa palette. I feel like the Roxa palette has like two purples in it. I don't know why everyone keeps calling it a purple palette. It is not purple palette. The most purple you see on that palette is on the outside packaging. Well, and if you were to put that palette next to this one, I mean, this is purple. You do have like this kind of pinky leaning purple shade, and then this pink blue purple duochrome as well, but overall, like, this is definitely like as purple as it gets, and I love it. I think you have a really nice variety of purple tones, and also you have a really nice balance of depth in this palette. So I really love this one. Like, this one you can rip from my cold dead hands basically. Next, in 7th place is the Just a Taste palette from Unearthly. I did just recently try this palette out. I love this palette. I really love the color story. I really love the mattes. I love the shimmers in here. I do definitely want to dip back into this one some more because I find it very inspiring. I think you can use this one kind of like a bridge in between the holidays and fall and going into even spring. Like, I really enjoy everything this palette has to offer. I can create so many different looks with that one. Next up is the Poppy Quiet palette from Titanium Foxy. This was the first time I tried this brand. It is a French brand, and this palette definitely cost me a pretty penny, but I'm so happy to have it. It is so beautiful. This color story is just so stunning. You have some iridescent topper shadows. You have some more kind of like a black base multi-chrome here. You have some more opaque shades as well. And I love this like super dark, almost like a plummy, but like, I don't even know how to describe this one. It's so beautiful. And then I just love all the colors in here. It is one of my favorite color stories I think I've ever seen in my entire life. Like, I love this. And the thing is, only indie brands can do it like this. Like, this is literally like the ultimate indie palette because you have beautiful shimmers, beautiful mattes, and then a color story. You will never see a palette like that at Sephora or Ulta, I can tell you that much. In 5th place, I have the Gargoyle palette from Unearthly. I also just recently tried this palette, and I love this color story. It has like a beautiful light sage, and then like this kind of denim-y washed out, almost pastel kind of blue. I really love all the colors in here, and the shimmers, again, spectacular, beautiful, absolutely a pleasure to use and to wear, and I cannot say enough good things about this palette. And then right after this one, so in 4th place, is actually the Not Normal palette, and this one is a remaster version of their previous palette, and this one I already love the original color story of that one, but they have added to it, and they made the pan smaller, and this color story, it's, again, one of my favorite color stories. You would never see something like this from a mainstream brand. It is so exciting, it is so innovative, and I feel extremely inspired when I open this palette, and I just want to do so many looks. Like, I could easily do 20 looks, and there's going to be such a variety of looks. Like, this is such a beautiful palette. Again, shimmers, mattes, you name it, absolutely exquisite. And then in third place, we're getting down top 3. I'm really curious if anyone's going to guess what my number 1 and number 2 and number 3 palette are. But this is the Longing palette from Blend Money Cosmetics. This color story, immediately when I saw it, I fell in love with it. Again, one of those palettes that I just feel so inspired to use when I open it. I love the different shimmers in here. I love all the grungy tones, like great balance of some deeper mattes, some mid-tone mattes, and some lighter mattes. I do think that this shade and this shade are a little bit too similar to be in this palette. However, overall, like, I just love everything about this palette. This is definitely the kind of palette that I just want to keep reaching for. So in second place, I'm putting the Harvest of Souls palette from Fantasy Cosmetica. And I mean, this color story. It is so beautiful. Again, another one that I'm just like, I just want to get in here. I just want to use all the shades. I just feel like I can do 10, 20 looks with this palette. There's such a variety in here, and you have some slightly more textured shades, some smoother shades, some more topple-like shades, and then just, again, the depth variety. Someone who just really thinks about colors and usages. And in first place, this was hard. I feel like these top kind of like 5 palettes, I might kind of move around a little bit depending on the day. However, this one is my Roman Empire, I think from 2024. I just remember this one so vividly. I think this color story is extremely unique and so different, and I love the theme of it as well, and it is the Poison Garden palette from Bella Beaute Bar. Oh, I just love it so much. I love all the different tones in here. I love the mixture of shadows in here. Belladonna is so unique. So is Poison Hemlock. And again, like, you have so many beautiful mattes to pair with these beautiful shimmer shadows. And then these 2 blues that just add such a vibrancy and a pop. It's really unexpected. And that's what really makes this such a fun color story. And you have some neutrals in here, sprinkled in here if you wanted to do a little bit more of a neutral look. I really love this palette, and I think this is one of those color stories that will withstand the test of time. And I'm so happy to have it. And in general, I'm so excited to always see a new launch from any brands, because I really think they have their finger on the pulse and they just come out with some absolutely spectacular themes, very unique themes, very well thought out themes, unique color stories. So thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you next time.